I think we always have to have charity and love. People need to understand that we love them at all costs, even if their view is completely counter to what we know is true. Good evening, Dr. Ward. On my campus, there are many people who are, quote, free Palestine, end quote. And sometimes it is difficult to talk to them because they have some prejudices against Christians. So that is absolutely true. We live in a postmodern, post-Christian world. I think this is a spiritual issue where when we chant, kill the Jews, for example, or a slogan such as from the river to the sea, we're calling for extermination of the Jewish people. We're calling for genocide. There can be political solutions. There can be military solutions, such as the different peace processes that have been going on for decades now. In every one of those efforts for peace, the Palestinians have turned down all of the offering of peace. The Jewish leadership giving land back to the Palestinian people, taking a small fraction of what they were originally given in an effort to have peace. But the Palestinians simply do not want peace. And the reason is that this is a spiritual issue where anti-Semitism is still rampant. And it's this satanic effort to exterminate the Jews that is masked in this free Palestine type of a mantra. So I think the best way to talk about this issue is to try to highlight the spiritual nature of what's happening. And that's why I wanted to give this overview to help educate and arm people to have those conversations. I think first, just help people to understand what they're saying, that they're calling for genocide, they're calling for the extermination of a people group because of their religion. That is a religious persecution. And for those who claim tolerance, who claim DEI, who support diversity, equity, inclusion, that's not very inclusive. So I think to call them out on that hypocrisy and doing that in love, of course, but standing up for the truth in any way that we possibly can. It's difficult, and not everybody, I think, will hear that, but I think we have that obligation. All right. And then Amago, my question is, how could we talk about these issues with respect and Christian charity? I don't want to just avoid these conversations. I really appreciate that. I think we always have to have charity and love. People need to understand that we love them at all costs, even if their view is completely counter to what we know is true. We love them anyway. I would say that because this is a spiritual issue, the Holy Spirit has to do the work of opening people's eyes. But I think what I would do is just, ask a lot of questions. Well, what do you mean by from the river to the sea? Where would the Jewish people go? What about all of the different efforts to establish peace? How have the Palestinians responded to those efforts? Haven't the Israelis offered peace? Do they have the right of self-defense? What should that look like? Under what circumstances could the Jews respond? And I think to open conversation in that way, to get people talking by asking a lot of probing questions, is a really good way to go, rather than coming across in more of an accusational type of a tone.